Welcome back to Good Day Chicago on this beautiful Friday morning, but it's chilly out there, so make sure you grab that jacket. The Pullman House Project is opening up a new exhibit that's going to take you all the way back to the 60s.
Anthony is there with a closer look at what you'll experience. Hi, Anthony.
Hi, Natalie. Hi, Brian. Yes, we're going to take you back to the 1960s, but first, we're going to go way back to the 1880s. We are here in the historic Pullman neighborhood in front of some of the oldest row houses in the whole city. Again, these date all the way back to the 1880s, and we are in front of a very special row house that is going to be part of this new permanent exhibit, which opens tomorrow here in Pullman. And here this morning to tell us all about it is Mike Shymanski with Mike Shymanski, with the Pullman House Project. Mike, this is a very special one of these row homes. Tell us who lived here and why this is a very significant place.
This was the home of Americo Lisciotto, and he was one of the early leaders of the Pullman Civic Organization. What happened in 1960, the city was going to classify the area for demolition with urban renewal, and the community mobilized, and Americo was the president of the Pullman Civic Organization in 1960 and 61 and did an excellent job of mobilizing the neighborhood and having them fix up their homes
in order to save them. They needed to spruce them up so that they weren't in danger of going to the wrecking ball. We're going to step out of the way so that Katie here can give us a really good view of this particular home. Before we step inside a little bit later in the morning, tell us exactly how they were able to mobilize some 600 residents to mobilize and actually save these historic homes.
What they did was they identified block captains, a representative of each block, who contacted the people on that block and informed them that they were going to lose their homes unless they mobilized and reacted to it. They started to fix them up. The reason we're here today is tomorrow is National Park Week, and what we're telling is the overarching story of going from an area that was threatened with urban renewal to becoming a national historical park by an act of Congress.
So very cool. And so if it weren't for the efforts of the man who lived right here in the 1950s and 60s, there was a chance that this neighborhood would not exist in its current form today. It looks actually beautiful today. Blue skies. It's very leafy here. Okay, we want to tease our viewers so they stick around in our next half hour when we actually go inside. But what can folks expect to see inside if they do sign up for this home tour?
Well, they're going to see a 1950s, 1960 home of an Italian Catholic family. And it has all the trappings of what a family would own and what they'd be proud of. We have some very interesting objects, a 3D of Venice, a 3D sculpture, I guess you could call it, and many other items that you would find in a home at that time.
Brian and Natalie, Mike here was nice enough to give me a little preview, and it really was like going back in time to when my parents were children inside this tiny row home right here. So coming up in our next half hour, Mike and I will be giving you a sneak peek of this brand new permanent exhibit, part of the Pullman House Project. We're going to be taking a little walking tour inside, so please stay with us for that. In the meantime, I will send it back to you both in the studio.
We can't wait to see it. Thanks so much, Anthony.